I think can you people see? Okay, fine, cool. So you are seeing like yeah, here. So apart generally how we declare a variable is where some a equal to something like you know Andhra Pradesh, like likewise, okay, like this we will declare a variable, right? So so in general we will declare a variable with where and we'll further if we want to get that variable we can able to get that variable. But a part of where we are also having one more variable, one more declaration, that is let. So let is used to do like blocked. It's a block scoped. It's a block scoped. It's a block scoped declaration. For example, if I am declaring a variable within a block with a let, so that declaration will be allowed within that block alone. After the block, that scope won't be exist. A part of it, we cannot able to declare one more variable within the same with the same name. Okay, with the same name, we cannot able to declare the variable. So let is a block scoped element. Block scoped element. Yeah. Block scoped, and so and we cannot redeclare. We cannot redeclare same let variable. Okay, nice, right? So now I'm taking one block here. Okay, I'm just taking a block here, and I'm giving one variable some str, and I am giving some um, something like Telangana. Okay, so if I am going to declare this one, if I am going to access this one, what will happen? I should able to find the Telangana here. I should able to find Telangana here. And if I am redeclaring this variable, means st or some result, and I am redeclaring this variable with some other value. Let us think I am redeclaring with some other value. So for example, Haryana. Okay. So the result here, here in this console.log will become Haryana. Why? Because I have changed the variable from I have changed that variable, but here I have changed that variable value to Haryana. This should be the same. Okay, so this kind of mechanism is allowed in where, but it is not allowed in let. Let once we are declaring, it will be same as it is. Okay, it means it will be same, and it won't allow the duplicated. It won't allow the duplicated variable declaration. Okay,
So
so
by default, it will take last one. Huh?
yeah, by default it will take the last one, last value. This is allowed. Okay, this is also allowed. Okay, so coming for the let again, suppose if I am going and taking some value, some state, and I am giving some you know uh, Kerala. Okay, and I am taking one more thing state here, and I am giving here some value Karnataka. Okay, so this is not allowed because already we have declared one variable with a let. You are letting that variable to be having some value, but you cannot let for some other variable to get that value. Once you are declaring one variable with a let, that variable will be allowed within the same block, and also it is not allowed to change its value. Okay, suppose if I am going to get that value, right? Yeah, so here I am going to get that value, so it won't be allowing actually. Let value. Okay, okay, this is one of the important one, let actually. So again, if you are taking one more, let us think you are having one more block, and there I am having let some state is equal to some Kerala, and again this is allowed. This is allowed. Yeah, sorry. Actually, if we are taking this let for one more block, but this is allowed here. Okay, so within the same block, if you are changing that, it is not allowed. It is not allowed to change the variable. But within the, if we are taking one more block and changing the state variable to some other, this is considered as a scope within this one only. It is not considered to be allowed over there. I mean, so it is there is no relationship. What I mean. Okay. Yeah. Mm, that's about that actually. I'll show you that output. Okay. I will show you that output. And one more thing is there that is known as constant. Suppose I have one constant pi, and I am giving here some 3.14 as value. 3.14 as value. Here I am giving some pi, and you know. So once I am declaring anything with constant, I cannot redeclare that value. I cannot redeclare that value. And also const is a block scoped uh, mm, declaration. Const is a block scoped declaration. Okay, so here if I am taking some pi, pi is equal to pi some plus 10. Okay, so here this is not allowed. Why? Because declared already declared. This is already declared, so we should not able to declare. Once if we are assigning any variable with constant, and if we are assigning some value, then then if we are trying to do some operation by taking that value, so it is not allowed. It won't allow that value. Okay, that's actually constant. That is also same like how the let how the behavior is. It will also have the same behavior. Okay, it will also have the same behavior. uh, yeah, and one more technique is like yeah. So let us see these values now. Best is like I will show you an example. So so it is showing like identifier state has been declared in 107 line. So where is this line? Here let the let should not able to declare one more the same variable. I should not give the different value. If I am letting one thing, one variable, I should not let one more value for that same variable. Okay, so I have to comment that one at least so that it will go ahead with execution. Okay, so if we are finding this as I showed you, so state has been declared 107 again. Once again, I think it is not reflected yet. So now see Haryana, now you can find that Haryana is there here, right? 105 line. So that is displayed. It has been overridden. Whatever where declarations are there, they will be overridden. But the let declarations cannot be overridden. Okay, let declarations cannot be overridden. Okay, and here if I am taking this constant again, this here the constant variable 116, this one it should not be assignment to a constant variable type error, uncaught type error. So what it is telling like we cannot able to assign a variable to a constant which is already declared and assigned. That's what it mean actually. So let me take the console log here. So for a better understanding, assignment to a constant variable. Yeah. Where, where I am giving variable. Now I can able to find it. I mean constant we can able to use for our um, operations. Okay. So yeah. Any doubts in here?
No, sir, no, no.
No, no, sir.
Okay. Um, yeah. That's about let and const, and we have some of the I mean loops actually for off loop. Okay, so but those loops we'll see. So let me take a for in loop first. So let me take one object where obj is equal to some. I have one array object here in number and colon some 001 and ename some Krishna, and again e number, so which is having that value colon 002 e name. Okay. So these two are the entries in an object. So how can you generally access this? Object means what is your thought process? So in general, if I want to access this e number, what how can you approach? I want to get this value.
console.log e number 01.
Obj dot, okay, obj first 0 dot e number. Okay, so if we are accessing the first, if we have to access, since this is an array, we have to access the first 0th element, and after that we have to access e number, this field, right? Then only we will find the value of it, right? So one is that value, e number value. So likewise, if I want to get this value, Jagadish, how can I access? Obj of, I am expecting any of you to tell.
1, sir.
Dot e name. Okay, e name. So now you can able to find Jagadish here. Okay, for there is like one kind of state, for loops which we can able to access the, particular, you know, declarations, the particular variables. With the for loop we can able to access. In general, suppose if we are having only these two, and let us think I have some 100, and I want to get some 100th element, or 30th element, likewise, or uh, or in some random number. How can I able to consolidate them? Okay, likewise, in those cases we can able to go for a for loop. Okay, in the for loop, so let me first take one variable, some let x in obj, and here I am going to get the variable console.log. I am giving some x value, well, x. Okay, so here obj of, yeah, of x. Okay, so yeah, what is this x is? X is the displacement. X value is displacement. Okay, and this is the foreign get well. Okay, so now I am going to get the value of x here, and this is like the displacement 0 and 1, and in this object I want to get the first row as well as the second row. Let me see that here. So the first x value is 0, and obj of 0 is like the first value, e number and e name. That is how e number and e name. You can able to, suppose if you want to get a value here, suppose console.log obj of 0, what it will display? It will display the first entry. The same thing is happened here. So first it will go for the first iteration, and it will get the value, the first entry. Second time it will go for 1, and it will get that value second entry, right? That's how it is. Okay, so after this, if I want to get the value of ename, how can I get that value of ename alone? I can able to first take that value x dot ename. So let me take one more console log or some so let me push that value to an one particular, suppose here I am going to take the name, right? So get value name, a name. So here I am going to get the value name of the 0 entry as well as first entry. Means what should be my result? First thing is Krishna, second one is like Jagadish. Okay, first 1 second. I think yeah, it's like not name, it's name, right? So you can able to find Krishna. Other one is like Jagadish. Okay, so if I want to fetch the 002 employee numbers ename, how can I fetch? Means I can able to do this logic in the e number where I want to get like obj of x dot e number, where I am going to equaling it to some 001 or 002. So if it is e number 002, if it is e number 002, fetch the value Jagadish, right? So I am going to get that value here, obj of x dot ename. Okay, this is selection in second entry to entry. So if it is the value e number 002, I want to get the employee name of that entry. I want to get the employee name of that entry. Okay, so let us see now this one here. So where the first entry, it won't go inside. Why? Because employee number is 001. The second entry, it will again go inside, and it will fetch that value. Second entry, Jagadish. Okay, that's how cleverly we can able to use for in actually. Okay, you have any doubts here?
No, sir.
Okay. So there is one more thing that is like for off. Okay, for off loop. Actually, for off is used to get the displacement. Actually, so it will use it to it is used to get the values which are of I mean same displacement. So this is used to get the values that is used to fetch the the exact indexes. Okay, so I will okay. For off loop, it will go through the values of an object, a tradable object, but for in loop, it will go through the properties of an object. So what is the property here? E number, e name are the properties, but for off loop, it will go through the values of a tradable object. So for example, if I am having, let us think, if I am having some array values, so 1 second, let me show you an example. Okay, so where Prasad, are you following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is like a little bit tricky. Like we need to practice.
Yeah, just practice it so that you can ask me any doubts tomorrow also if you have. So for suppose if it is like x of I have some variable where x and of where I am going to take that um, 1 second. Okay, yeah, yes. So let me take here one single text string so that we'll be having more idea. Java, or here I have taken some that text array of here are of for of, and here I am going to write this one here. We can able to document dot write also, document dot write, and there I am giving some x value x. So it should display the each and every displacement. See, the for in is used to iterate over the properties. Properties means e number is a property, e name is a property. Okay, for of is used to iterate over the displacement. Displacement means j and a. This is one displacement, this is one displacement, this is one displacement. So it will segregate based on the displacement value. So it will be segregating based on the displacement value. So now let us see this one here. So let me take a break so that you can understand more clearly. Okay. Document dot right break. So where x is equal to some it's not an array. This is just an normal string. This is just a string, and I'm going to iterate it out like this. So it will get the values based on the displacement. Means here the first iteration it will go and get j, and second iteration it will go and get v a and v and a. Okay, so if you want to get that value here, array of some x, right? So you can able to find, see, uh, not this is not allowed. Okay, okay, fine, cool. So we can now we can able to this for of what it will do, it will go and iterate over the displacement of a particular string, or if you want to have a number or numeric value, if you want to get the third element or fourth element, you can able to get that values actually with for off. That is the difference between that and this actually. I mean, for in and for off. Okay, and one more thing it is there, that is like classes in JavaScript. So in general, however, the classes are declared in Java. The same declaration also here is applicable in the JavaScript too. Here the classes are one of the important topic, but they are not like mostly used are functions only. Classes, I mean, due to its object declaration or something, people don't recommend to use classes in real time also. But in some cases, people like to go for classes to get a new object and to render the I mean to get the I mean object value likewise. In those cases, we get for better declarations, people like to go for classes actually. So class is nothing but first it will start with a class. Class, and it's a class name. So let us think my class name is like a employee, and here I am going to have one is like constructor. Okay, this is the basic structure of a class. Every class is like should be having some statements, and every class should have constructor, but it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory to use a constructor. Okay, so this constructor is used to load the initial parameters. For example, if this class is loaded, then it should have some variables to be loaded when the class is loaded. So whatever the variables we are going to use in our class, I mean, for example, if I am giving some, C is equal to A plus B, okay, C is equal to A plus B. So that declaration in the class, all this C is equal to A plus B declaration should be available inside the constructor. So constructor is used to meant to construct the variables before the class is going to the operation level. Before the class, before the before the class is going to some operation level, the constructor will load the variables. The constructor will load the variables. Okay, so here, what is our aim is we have to declare the variables. We have to declare the variables. Okay, some let me think like I am giving here some where a is equal to some 10. Okay. So first I will declare that one variable here, and I will get 1 second. Yeah. And here, so let me do this one here. This dot some e number is equal to some e number, and this should contain some e number and e name. These are the two parameters I am going to take. One is like e number, the other one is e name. Okay, so and I am going to get this class. So this is how So here this variable, whatever we are having here, this variable mentions this class. This variable mentions this class. In this class, what is the property? Means e number and e name. These two are the property declarations I am going to do inside a class. These two are the properties I am going to declare inside my class. Okay, so this variable is a very powerful variable, a very powerful keyword. This is like a very powerful keyword. So it will always use it to declare one variable in a global level declaration, and also it is used to call a function also. It is used to call a function also. Two things it will do. It will either do the declaration, and also it will do the so here this variable is used to declare a variable. This keyword is used to declare a variable, and also it is also used to call a function. Here we are not going to see calling a function, but in further we can able to see. But here, for now we are going to see declaring the variable alone. Okay. So here let us think, if I want to get a particular variable here, and then suppose if I want to call this class, how can I able to call this classes, or how can I able to assign some values to this class? Means, so the first thing is, we have to give here let, and I am going to give my employee, and I am going to give some new I'm going to new employee, and where I am going to pass some variables. The first one is like some Raja, and second one is like some 215. Okay, so employee, sorry, first one is like employee number, right? So employee number we can do some 215. Second one is like Raja. Okay, so this is how we can able to pass a properties to a class. This is how we have to pass a properties to a class. Okay, so here so here if I want to get the age, so if I want to get a e number value, okay, so at that point of time I can go like this: employee console.log my employee. Okay, my employee, and here it should have the properties actually. So first we will do, we'll come up to here, and we will see, and here my mp, and I'm getting this one here. So in my emp I am getting two things. One is like e name, other one is e number. Two things I can able to get. One is like e name, other one is like e number, other one is e name. Okay, so that's how we have to pass, or we have to get one, we have to use one class actually. Suppose in meantime, after some 100 statements, I want to pass some properties to this class, right? So he can able to use the same class, but he can able to use different properties. So with this same statement, you are going to, pass some object, and you are going to create some array. Okay. So class is used to not to redeclare the variables, and also to reduce the to iterations. Suppose if I want to use the class for 100 iterations, right? So I no need to declare these variables and I have to use it. So I can simply declare a class and I can able to pass the values to the class. I can able to pass that values to the same class. Likewise, we can able to work out with a class actually. Okay. Here. Yeah. Suppose here, if you want to get if you want to get some, employee number, how can we get? If we are passing the e number again, we'll get the value of e number 215 of that particular class Okay. You have do you have any doubts here?
Can you please repeat that this part, this third this where
No,
you
no, sir.
Yeah. So this is used to declare a variable, and also it is used to call a function. Apart of For now, you keep it in mind, like this is used to declare a function, declare a variable that is executed globally. This is used to declare a variable that is used globally. And here the constructor, what it will do, it wherever whatever the values are required for that class, we have to declare inside the constructor only. Okay. So I am taking here this dot e number, and I'm giving the value e number, and second one e name and e name. So this e name is this one, this e number is this one. But where these values are I am getting means, I am getting this value wherever the class is called. So the class is called here in the employee, and employee number and the employee name are reflected here, and it will pass that value variables to the properties. So whenever I am redeclaring or getting the object function here, I can able to find the e number and e name values of that employee in my object declaration. This is object instantiation or class instantiation. Instance. So with this class instance, I can able to get the or I can able to pass some variables to the class, and I can able to get that to a one particular small variable, and I can able to iterate over them. Okay, so here this is a keyword which is used for an variable declaration globally, and this always mention this class or this function, or wherever you are giving. If you are giving in a function, it would act like this. So here this mentions the particular class. Okay, likewise it is. You
Yeah.
don't get yeah, it's a simple thing only. You don't need to stress on it. Simply this is a declaration for a variable, so that variable should be accessed globally. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, one more thing. Array destructuring is there. One second. Actually, array destructuring is also one of the important aspect of ES6. Okay. Suppose if I am, let us think, I am having one array here. Array destructure. So for example, I have some let a is equal to some 10 and 20. Okay. So let a is equal to some 10 and 20 I have. So let us think I have some more than that, more than some see 50. Okay, but I want the middle item without doing for loop. In general, how you will come to know, I don't know the index, but I want to get this value. Okay, in general, either you will find the index or you will go through an for off loop and you will get that displacement value. That is how you will go generally do. So there is one more approach to make to get these values. So I am having here, I am taking some A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so 5 elements. So all these 5 elements I am going to assigning it to one array. Let us think that some converse or something. Okay, so now the value of A is 10, value of B is 10, 20, value of C is 30, and the value of D is 40 and E is 50. So that now if I want the middle value, so if I want the middle value here, what I can able to do, I can able to displace the C. I can able to fetch the value C. 1 second. So we should declare all these variables. 1 second. Let. Okay, 1 second. I think it's already declared. Okay, so it's telling like 1 second. So where no. So let me take a here. Oh, somewhere it is overriding. That's why it is. So let me take some other things here. Some des1 and des2 and des3, des4 and des5. And here also I am giving some des5 and des4 and des3, des2, des1. So if I want to get some des2 value, okay, get that des2 value here is behaving like this. 1 second. One second. I mean, whatever you are having, you can able to ask me the doubts, the same doubts, and I can. But what I am telling is, please practice this one because we are going to the core JavaScript. There, I mean, this coding skills are at least some knowledge, the basic knowledge, and up to now whatever we have covered up to date knowledge is required. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay then. Tomorrow we'll see.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, thanks.